Script 1, The Small Town Box. In a quiet town where nothing ever changed, lived a man named Ethan. A mechanic by profession, but a dreamer by heart. Every morning he woke up, fixed cars, and wondered, is this really all I was made for? He felt like a big dream trapped in a small place. Script 2, Dreams on Scrap Paper. Whenever the garage became empty, Ethan pulled out scrap papers. On them, he drew ideas, inventions, designs, plans for something greater. He didn't show them to anyone. Not because he was shy, but because he knew the town would never understand. Script 3, The Laughs of Limitation. One day during lunch, his coworkers saw his sketches. They laughed. Bro, come on. People like us don't become anything big. Their words cut deeper than they realized. But Ethan quietly folded his papers and kept his dreams alive inside. Script 4, The Moment of Spark. Everything changed when a traveler's car broke down near the garage. Ethan fixed it using a clever technique he invented himself. The traveler stared at him and said, "You're wasting your mind here, kid." Those words lit a spark Ethan had been hiding for years. Script 5, Night of Realization. That night, Ethan sat alone in his room. The same posters on the wall. The same limits outside the window. He whispered to himself, maybe it's not my dream that's too big. Maybe this town is too small. For the first time, he questioned everything. Script 6, The Decision to Outgrow. Ethan took a pen and wrote a promise. I will outgrow this town, mentally first. He started reading daily, listening to leaders, learning skills. He wasn't waiting for life to get better. He was becoming better for life. Script 7, The Resistance Asterisk. His transformation scared people. Family said, don't dream too big. Friends said, stay where it's safe. But Ethan learned something powerful. People who fear big dreams will always try to shrink them. He chose not to shrink. Script 8, The First Step Out. With shaking hands and a hopeful heart, Ethan took a bus to a nearby city. He attended an innovation workshop. For the first time, he met people who thought big, dreamed big, acted big. He realized, your environment shapes your vision. And his vision had been caged for too long. Script 9, The Mentor. At the workshop, Ethan met Mr. Carter, a seasoned entrepreneur. Carter looked at Ethan's ideas with interest and said, every dreamer must outgrow two things: their doubts and their surroundings. Ethan finally felt seen. Script 10, Building the Prototype. Back home, Ethan worked in the garage at night. Failure after failure. Mistake after mistake. But he kept going. Each failure taught him something. Each setback shaped him. He was no longer fixing cars. He was fixing his future. Script 11, The Turning Point. During a storm, the power went out. Ethan sat on the floor, exhausted, ready to quit. But then he remembered the traveler's words. You're wasting your mind here. He lit a candle, continued working. And that night, the prototype finally came alive. Script 12, Outgrowing Fear. Ethan submitted his invention to a state-level exhibition. He was terrified. But greatness begins where comfort ends. For the first time, he acted bigger than his fears. He didn't know what would happen, but he knew he had to try. Script 13, The Big Stay. The day of the exhibition arrived. Ethan stood on the bright stage, hands trembling. Industry leaders watched as he demonstrated his invention. When the room burst into applause, Ethan didn't just hear approval. He heard confirmation that he was never meant to stay small. Script 14, The Offer. Investors approached him, not with doubt, but with respect. Ethan realized something powerful. I wasn't small. My environment was. And I outgrew it. His life was about to change forever. Script 15, The Man Who Outgrew His Town. Ethan packed his bags and left his old town behind. Not in anger, but in gratitude. As he drove toward his new future, he whispered, "Your dreams don't need permission. They just need space." And the man who once felt trapped became the man who outgrew